pleasure to be able to be here with our Unity family, which Unity stands for you and I together. Yes, because the truth is we can do so much more together than we can ever do apart. So for those of you who may or may not know who I am, my name is Miss Nikki Alexandria. I have been a part of the Unity Energy since 2015. Okay. And super excited that here we are 10 years later and I am still rocking and rolling. And I am definitely more excited that I had the opportunity to say yes to partner with someone 10 years ago. And now here we are still doing what we love to do, right? Now, this gentleman that I partner with is one of the visionaries of Unity. And guys, listen, this gentleman is originally from the Bronx, New York, and, comes from very humble beginnings. But once he made a decision that he wanted to change his life, not just for himself, but for his family, for his community, for his people, he went on to become a highly sought after coach, mentor, and speaker, literally helping people all over the world grow in life, grow in business and in life. Okay. And again, I'm excited that he is one of the visionaries of Unity. So what I'm going to do is move on out of the way of greatness and, of course, bring to the line none other than Mr. Jason L. Scott the first. Mr. Scott, have you made it to the line, sir?
Yes, young lady, I'm absolutely on the line. Can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can see you, New York. I can see you and I can hear you.
What
Go
up,
ahead and
what up,
take it
what up?
away.
Excellent. Listen, I appreciate you, young lady. I appreciate you. Let me go ahead and make sure as I get this call together, I get myself together so I can go live in a few places as well. Because I want to make sure that I'm doing like I'm telling everybody else. Let me be live. Let me find other people that I can actually inspire and see if I can get some other people to connect and build and all these things that we do in this space that we are right now. So congratulations to everybody else. And Miss Nikki Alexandria, I appreciate you, young lady. I want to make sure I was going live so everybody hear it. But I appreciate you for being the leader that you are. Always making sure that everything is dressed right, dressed as we would say in the military. That means you're making sure that all the T's are T'd and all the I's are I'd and dotted and everything. So I appreciate you for just being the outstanding leader and partner that you have been and that you continue to be. So thank you so much. Let me see if I can get this thing correct here. Okay, great. There we go. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to get right into this training today because, as I start to do the work that I do, I'm always looking to assess where people are, but also looking to assess where I am. And in the process of us building this type of business, and whether you're doing a network marketing business, affiliate marketing business, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Because as I'm going live, I'm saying other things, but you guys know most of us here, especially the ones that I'm talking to right now, we are in a home-based business, direct sales business, affiliate marketing business, attraction marketing business, digital marketing business, product development business, we're all this stuff, health and wellness. We've said many things when we tell people that we are entrepreneurs and we're business owners, we're in business. So this call today is for me to help you understand that when you're talking to people, which is what we do, there's several types of people that you're going to talk to and several things that you're going to be looking for when let me get this camera right here. So several things you're looking for when you're working and you're building and you're identifying the type of people that you're going to be connected to. So if a person is in a space where they can see themselves earning an extra 5,000 a month, 10,000 a month or more in this space that we're in, it's important that you recognize these categories that people fall in. I want you to get your pen and your pad out because as we have this Sunday night vision mastery call, this call is really important because we always say, this thing is expanding your vision. Vision's what you see with your mind's eye, with you can have your eyes closed and you can still see the vision clearly. But part of that vision is having an awareness of who you're going to encapsulate in that vision. And because our business is products and our business are people, it's important that we recognize the type of people that we'll be connected to. So if you're looking to be at that space when you want to earn the type of income, the first thing I want you to, so you can stop worrying about every person that you come across. You stop thinking that every person that you come across that you're doing something wrong and something about what you may have done is not right, which is not, it's not a reflection of them, it's a reflection of ourselves. Because a lot of times people that do a thing and we start to think the thing that they do has a a forbearance on who we are. I mean, it's not that. It's not. You have to understand there's types of people. The first person that you're going to come across, all right, write this down. One is a sleeper. And you're going to find a person who's a sleeper, all right? And when they join you in business, a lot of them, they just get involved just to buy. And then they stop buying. Then a month or two, they'll buy again. And the key thing to about a person who's a sleeper is to let them be who they are, but you still continue to develop a relationship with them. You still continue to reach out, still continue to check in, things like that. But you don't let yourself try to drive the sleep. Well, listen, why you're not buying? You're not buying. You should be. I already told you. A lot of them just get involved just because they want to buy. Then they may miss a month. They may miss 2 months. Then they may come back again. I have several people who are sleepers in my organization. Several people that I'll say, "Hey, what's going on? I'm looking at your information online. I'm seeing that you're not active. I just want to ensure that you be active so that next week you can continue to get a paycheck." And they'll say, "Well, I was just about to buy another product," but then they don't buy it. They don't buy the product at all. And then it may be another 2 weeks, and I may have to look into my back office, and I'll see that they bought a product. But because they're sleepers, I'll still just check in. Hey, everything is good. Just checking what you hear in there. Let you know I'm still, or I still may send the occasional text that I send to other people, that I send people out to, because I may send a quick text informing a person of a call of something that's going on. There's something that we have going on as a team or a group. And sometimes they just may plug in. But because they're sleepers, they're going to do what they do. And I just let them continue to sleep, wake up, sleep, and do what they got to do without me letting them affect how I feel about myself and how I feel about business. The second type of person that you're going to run into when I say the 7 categories that people fall into, and the second one is complainers. When you have people who are complainers, guys, you have to get away from them. Now, before you do, you have to, we always recommend that we it's a term that we use in network marketing that we've been saying tap root. And I know as we keep saying these terminologies and this languaging that we're teaching people to utilize in business, we'll say the things to people and they don't always understand. But tap rooting is really important because there's a phrase that I've learned many years ago. They say every dud knows a stud, and that means the persons that you may bring into the business, they may not be the one that you're looking for, but they may lead you to somebody else. Matter of fact, many of the people I'm working with right now and to this date, even in this company I'm in right now, TLC right now, they're not people I personally sponsored. They're people I personally sponsor. And tap rooting means it's like working, it's like knowing your lineage or working through the people, your lineage of people who you're connected to. It's like knowing that you may sponsor me, and I sponsor Mike, and Mike sponsors Jeff, and Jeff sponsors Craig, and Craig sponsors Bruce. And as we start working, your job is to keep going as fast as you can to make a connection and build a relationship with everybody that's in that lineage. I know I'll tell this to people all the time, and people still don't do it. I'll say it to people, and I'll call people, and I check in on people. And sometimes when you're checking on people, as you start building with people, you're going to find that the person that was a complainer, they may lead you to other people who participate. And your job is to build relationship. Your job is to have conversations. Your job is to grab them up and to continue to see what you do to help them launch their business. Because even though they complain all the time, before they leave, but don't stay around them. Before they go, make sure you find the people that they're working with, connect to those people, build a relationship with them. So when that person leaves, the person who joined them in business, who joined because they want something different, will recognize that the person that brought them in just talked too much, complained too much, and before they went off into the universe, into the world, they will lead you to somebody else. And we always say that you typically will find another superstar, like on your third, fourth, or fifth level. That's why we tap with people. You'll sponsor someone who will sponsor somebody. Let's say you sponsor somebody, that's your first level. They'll sponsor somebody, that's your second level. They'll sponsor somebody, that's your third level. Then they will sponsor somebody, that's your fourth level. And then they will sponsor somebody, that's your fifth level. I got people that I have right now on the call. Now, again, I'm fortunate that many times you may sponsor somebody and they're still here, and they've sponsored somebody and they're still there. and they sponsor somebody and they're still there. You may be fortunate and blessed, and that's a great blessing that we have that. But many times when you get people involved, you're going to find that's not going to be the case. Like I've sponsored people who led me to people and I'm working with them. Then they sponsored 2 or 3 people and I'm working with all 2 or 3 of them. Then they sponsored some people and I'm working with the people they sponsored because I'm working to build and tap root through people and build a relationship through people, right? Because personal development will move them along. So I keep them plugged in. So even though the person that I personally sponsored has not really been plugged in, they may kind of come in here and there. They may be like they're almost like the person I said earlier. That's like a sleeper where they come in, they buy a product. They may be inactive for a few weeks and they come back, but they've led me to other people that I've been working with in their organization, and those people have still been putting more people in, and I'm still working with them because I'm looking. The reason why I still keep working with them because I'm looking to help them continue to put people in. And sometimes personal development, you have to work with people until their personal development is strong enough that they continue to go deeper, start finding more people. But you have to be willing to go through the process. But personal development is key. So when you're working with a complainer, don't get away from them, but before they leave, try to launch them, get some people, and then work with those people that they have put into business. The third type of people that you're going to run into, and again, I said that it's 7 categories that people that people fall into. Third person is a walker. Now, a walker, that Walkers. I know sometimes when I talk, I'll slur, stammer, stutter. Also, sometimes my words may not come out clear, but I'm saying a person who walks. So a walker. All right. Now that person who walks, they're gonna come in and they're gonna move slow. Listen, it's okay. You just gotta when you understand it, they won't wreck your mind and your brain, and you be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe they're not doing it. Why are they not doing anything? I don't know what's going on. They're not listening." I know because they're in, but they're walkers. They don't schedule activities, even though I can say to them, "I want to launch you in 24 to 48 hours," and they don't hear none of that stuff. They mean well, trust me. And they want to build, but they just don't move fast. And when I know that I have a walker, I don't pressure them. I don't press because I know that they're a person that when they come on board, I want to tap root, but they don't really give me nobody to tap root fast. So I'm normally trying to tap root for them. I'm doing my best. Sometimes I may have a person who's a walker, and they will have a social media page, and they'll have people on their social media page that they're not talking to yet. And I may say, "Hey, has Mike reached out? Have Mike told you about this project? Have Mike given you a free sample of this right here? Have Mike, did you support him? Did he actually support him to get 5 for 25 or 5 for did he actually support him in this fundraiser that we have going on? Did he ask you that?" They go, "No, he didn't tell me that." "Oh, listen, okay, well, he has several people. He's talking to some people. I'm talking to some people on his behalf, but they're still all his people. And I guess he didn't get to you yet, but he's wanted you to know that he's launching this project. He would really like your support. Matter of fact, tonight he's going to have this call and he wants to, and I'll go through this process myself. I'll reach and connect with people. I do it all the time. Some people I'm working with right now are people that they were friends on other people's friends, whether it was in a comment section. I started talking to people, whether they were someplace inside there. I just was finding other people, but they were their people. And then once the person said, "Yes, I'm ready to buy," then I will let the person know, "Listen, your person is looking to join." Or if I have their link, I'll literally give them the link and let them buy it. Then I'll tell them this person, I'll check to make sure they're active, make sure everything is good. But then because I know I have a person they're moving slow, they typically be what we call a green personality. And I'm saying, and these green personality people are people, they don't talk that fast. They may be like engineers or people who work in IT. They may be heavy thinkers. They're people who really like to know a lot of the information. And because they want to know all the information, it may take them time before they want to do anything. They want to walk and look and see and read and check things out. But the thing about them, they're slow, but they're consistent. You got to show them how to make money. And then they may start to walk a little bit faster. And in that process of knowing that they're a green personality, you still have to be willing to build a relationship with them. Take the time that it takes to check in, what's going on, how are things going. Hey, just, I reached out to this person on your behalf and they said they want some product. Send them a free sample, send a sample to them, connect with them today. Matter of fact, I invite them to the call tonight. You just re-invite them, just let them, or I'll make sure they get on. Then right before the call, I'll say, hey, I forgot to mention to you that your guy is going to be on this call tonight. And then a lot of times the person who was the walker, when I told them, oh, is he? Even though they may not was going to get on the call, they'll pop on just to see their people on the call. And when they get on the call, I will let them know. I'll go through the presentation, let them know I'm doing this call for the walker. And then when that person joins, that person can still join the walker. But I'm building a relationship. I'm tap rooting for them. These things are important. And again, for those who may have just logged on to the lives, I'm talking about 7 categories that people fall into. I'm saying that, and when you understand the type of people you're working with, it'll help you to go through the motions. Write that down. Go through the motions with the proper emotions, and you'll stop letting every person that you bring into the business, because they're not moving the way you want them to move, you thinking that you're not doing something right, or you thinking that you're doing everything wrong. Are you thinking it's just you trying, why that person ain't doing like this person? Because this person may fall into these different categories. Now, number 4 are joggers. Now, joggers, they start at a great pace. And they may start off quickly, fast, or whatever pace they start off, they'll start off at a great pace, and then they'll settle into that pace. They tend to be the best builders. They'll find their niche and what they have going on, and then they'll stay at that pace, because they understand this is not a marathon. I'm sorry, this is a marathon. This is not a sprint. And because they understand this is a marathon and they're here for the long, and it's not a sprint, they're not focused on how fast things are happening, who's ranking up quickly, because they came in at a good pace. They understood their pace, and they know, like myself, I know that no matter what's happening, how people going, I will start at a pace and I'll keep jogging. And while other people stop and breathing, I'll keep jogging past people, because I'll come off at a pace and I'll recognize that I'm going for the long jog, while other people went for the sprint. And when they ran out of steam and they down trying to breathe and catch their air, I'm running past them and I keep on going, because a jogger, they're not going to quit. Now, you still need to chat root and teach them to do the same thing, but you have to know that they're joggers and you want to still connect with their people. And these things are important. Number 5 are runners. Now, runners are go-getters. They get in and they fly. They have a lot of success in the very beginning. Most will become joggers, but nothing less than that. They'll come out fast, hit all this other stuff. They may slow down a little bit, but they're going to continue to jog. And then after they jog for a while, they may run, then they'll jog. Because the thing is this, we know how long we can run for. And then once we run, then we'll slow down, then we'll continue to jog. We won't go less than jog, but we'll slow down. No, but they still need to plug in. So if you're a jogger, if you're a runner, you need to be plugged in. You need to stay committed to plugging into this process. All right. And again, we're talking about 7 categories that people fall into. So you'll be aware of the type of people that you're going to connect to when it comes to this home-based business. What's going on, Shy? All right. So this is important. So number 6 are helpers. Number 6 are helpers. Now, helpers, they get involved just to help out. You got to look for people like that. They may not be fast builders, but they love just being a part of the journey. They love being a part of the organization. Their products may help them. They see results in the products. They love being able to give their testimonials. You know what I'm saying, things like that. You know what I'm saying? When they really serious when they see that you're serious. They want to be in, but if they really see you're serious, then they will be serious, and they'll be serious to connect with you. And occasionally they will still bring you people. So the same thing when they bring you somebody, because they love helping people and they help us. And when they get in, they're going to want to try to do all they can do to love on the person and give all this love and help them and make sure they got everything they got to get and everything. You got to grab their people up quickly and chat with them as well. Number 7 are quitters. Nothing you can do about that. That's what they do. Quitters quit everything that they get involved with. Quitters quit jobs. Quitters quit schools. Quitters quit relationships. Quitters quit churches. Quitters quit businesses. They did 25 different businesses, and every few months they trying something different. Every few whatever. That's what they do. It's nothing you can do about that. Same thing. You got to tap root through them pretty quickly, because when quitters, well, they may come in, they can be excitable, they can put some people in, but they back and forth, teeter tottering on whether they want to go, stay, be here, don't be here, whether they in, out, and a lot of times just be life and situations in life have them in this space. I've been there. I know how it can be challenging to things that coming up. You're like, man, I don't really know if I don't want to do this right now because I got so much going on, and it is what it is. But when they bring somebody to the table, you have to work through people and connect with people. Because when they quit, the person that they may have brought in, they may say, listen, I don't want to go nowhere. They quit, but because they built a relationship with you, they didn't join just because they may have joined because they wanted to work with them. But if they don't show up, they're not going to quit when the quitter quits. But because you have built a relationship and you've shown the test of time, you've shown time and time again that you will be there, that you're going to be coaching, you're going to be mentoring, you're doing the work, you're doing the launches, you're doing the 3-ways, you're therefore you're checking in, you're doing all the things that most of the quitters are not doing in this process. When you start connecting with them, and you start tap rooting, when they leave, they'll still bring you some good people. So you got to make sure you get the names of the people they sign up before they quit. That's the thing about quitters as well. They try to, a lot of times, because they know how they like to do. They know they like to quit. They don't like plugging nobody else to their people, because they feel if nobody gonna eat, I'm not. If I'm not eating, nobody gonna eat. If I'm not gonna be here, nobody gonna be here. If I don't like it, nobody like it. And their mindset, they don't want nobody. So they're gonna try to get people in and try to keep them hidden a lot of times. Try to do their own thing so you're not connected to their people. So your job is when they sign people up, do the very best that you can to connect to their people. Because when they leave and they quit and they go back to doing whatever they're doing in life, their people may still want to connect with you. And you got to move them. So you got to move. A lot of times you can move these quitters. Right? You got to move them by promoting events. If there's a Super Saturday event, or if there's a live event, you know what I'm saying? It's something else you can get them and their group out to that you can connect with. And always tap root, always work through the people, no matter what. Talk to them about pre-selling and other things that keep them going in, keep them shifting and changing their thought process, so they can always see, we got this idea and got this right here. Keep them focused on something else other than just quitting. Because they may lock in on something, they see some results, and from that result, they may bring some other people in, and then they'll kind of get back into this, I don't know if I want to be here thing, but they've brought more people. Their belief level your belief level has to be sky high. A lot of times quitters, their belief levels are not sky high. There's like surface level. And it's what anything on the surface, as soon as it starts to rumble a little bit, they fall to the wayside. Because the thing is, this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. And as long as you always remember that you become what you think about. And they'll say you become what you think about most of the time. And most of the time, with most people are not thinking about success. They're not thinking about winning. They're thinking about what's not working. They can actually be going through the process of greatness. And instead of focusing on the greatness, they'll always look to find something in the lack. And I get it a lot of times because I come from a background of poverty. And when you come from a background of poverty, poverty has its own self-perpetuating logic. And you're so used to robbing Peter to pay Paul. And you don't have long-term goals when you're trying to figure out how to survive day to day. And I get it. I understand how that can be. So when people are in this space and you're saying you become what you think about, you want them to you have positive goals, positive aspirations, and they can literally see they can have a win. Something can be winning for them. And a winner, even though they're winning, they'll still look back. And if you're on this line right now, whether you're on IG, Facebook, or in our private Zoom right now, if you're in that space right now, you find yourself you're showing up, and you can show up and you're talking to one person, you're talking to people, you're doing things, you're on the path. What you got to do is make the leap from stop focusing on what you don't want and focus on what you want, because you become what you think about most of the time. And if most of the time you think about what don't work, what won't work, what's not happening, why it's not working fast, why it's not working fast enough, how come it's not happening for me, I hate this and I hate that. When you start to hate, you secretly conspire against that what you hate on an unconscious level. So you have to focus on keeping a positive outlook. Does that mean there's not going to be any weeds in your yard? Of course, it's going to be weeds. Of course, it's going to be problems and challenges. Of course, things are going to come up. Jim Rohn said the challenge of leadership is to become something more than average. And you got to ask yourself, are you choosing to be average in how you handle situations? Whatever shows up, are you thinking and responsive in an average way? Are you looking to keep your life in a space of mediocrity? Do you want to be mediocre? You're looking to maintain this mediocrity? Or are you going to be willing to step into your greatness? Because if you don't step into your greatness, you're going to stay in that mediocrity, and then you're going to call it fate. And fate really calls us at the moment of our choosing. And many of us have been preparing for a moment such as this all of our lives. So you have to expect to win. You have to expect for people to show up. You have to expect for people to sign up. You have to have like this ambassador mentality, this winning mentality. You have to expect for people to buy. You have to expect that the product's going to help people. And because you know this is a marathon, this is not a sprint, you're going to make these things happen because the mind needs three things. One is focus. And because the mind needs focus, you have to write your goals down so you have something to focus on. So if you know you have a goal, and I always say have a goal and a deadline, like even this weekend, I said we're in the white zone. It's the weekend warrior stage, and we give strategies on things to do for the weekend. Ask yourself, if your children did what you did over, like, if they went to school and they did what you did, this is the same thing. This is a work week for you. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is a work week. If your children, your grandchildren, your nieces, nephew that's in school, if they did the same thing you did for your business that they did in school, would you be happy with that, with the outcome of that? With them giving their very least or giving nothing at all? Because we always say the children are the future. If the children are the future, then what are we right now? We're supposed to be the right now. So if we're the right now, what are we doing right now? If we say momentum is built moment by moment, what are we doing in this exact moment? So the mind needs three things. And focus is the first thing. And when you focus, you got to have a goal that you're focused on. Number two is instructions. And you have to, many times you have to say these instructions out loud. You have to say the affirmations. Follow the road that if you have instructions and this the road you got to go, follow the road, follow the instructions. Many times we don't follow the instructions. We don't put a goal down, and then if we give instructions, you don't follow the instructions, because many times the instructions will lead you have a goal, and these instructions to get your goal accomplished, and you won't even follow the instructions. We have to follow the instructions if this is going to be the goal, and the instructions are to do a certain task. Then you have to be willing to. You got to follow instructions. And you have to say these things out loud.
Tell them, Marcus,
You have to go to work to make this thing happen.
in the snake tank.
Guys, make sure your mic's muted.
Water.
Make sure your mic's muted. All right. Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate that. That baby, whose baby is giving instructions right now? Whose baby is giving instructions right now on the line? Please make sure your mic is muted. Somebody's baby is giving instructions. Let me make sure I can mute this out. 1 second. Give me 1 second here. Let me stop this here. And there we go. Okay, got you. All right. Understood. All right. All right. So guys, so as we start to wrap up the call, it's just really important that we know when it said the mind needs three things: focus, instructions, and the mind. It needs to have this hero. You got to have this hero because there's a thing called the hero's journey, and many of us have been on this hero's journey for a long time. And many sometimes when you become the hero, you have people that will believe in you. Like right now, we're hearing that there's a child that's on the call that's believing in his mother, his niece, his aunt, whoever it is that has them right now. They're believing, so they're looking to you for leadership. They're looking to you for guidance. They're looking to you. You ever notice how, like when I was a kid, I used to hang on. I was the oldest son, so I used to follow my cousins. So I saw my cousins doing things. I wanted to be like my cousins because in my mindset, my cousins was a hero. Now, I'm saying, so I always want to do what my cousin was doing. So your children, many times, they're looking what we're doing, and they see you as the hero. And in your hero's journey, you got to ask, like I asked you earlier, are you doing the things? If you're doing the things that you would be happy, if your kids, your grandkids did the thing that you did over this weekend with your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday was your business days, and let's say they're in school for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. If they did a Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, they put the same type of every effort into the and the teacher had to call you on the fourth day and tell you what they did. Would you be like, oh, okay, well, it's all good. That's what I do. So yeah, they ain't do nothing. What's okay? They ain't study. They ain't follow up. They ain't do nothing. They didn't do none of the activities. They ain't do none of the instructions. Oh, don't worry about it. No, you're not going to say it. Don't worry about it. No, you will not say it's okay. You will not say don't worry about it. You will not say, well, it's just them. You will not say, well, I understand that life is in a way. No, you will not say that because you know that as they keep, the more they not show up, they're gonna. Each time they don't show up, each time they don't take a quiz, each time they don't pass a grade, each time they don't follow the instructions, each time they don't complete the task, that keeps them being lowered. At the end of the year, we like to go to the graduations because they have done this. They had the goal, they had the deadline, they had the task, they followed, they completed them, they passed the test, and they got a chance to graduate. Then we applaud that they graduated because of all the things they did for an entire school year. Then it comes to business, it comes to us showing up as entrepreneurs, showing them that the next phase for them is not just learning how to work for somebody for the rest of their lives until they die, because that's what we were taught and that's all we were taught. But as the world is shifting, as things are changing, as there's a different demand on what's necessary in the world for people to become successful, there's a different thing that's happening. There's a lot of jobs and things that were available 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 50 years, that's no longer available. So what I was doing when I was a kid at 20 years old, at 58 is not available in a lot of instances. So I can't teach them to do a lot of the same things that I was doing back then because many of those jobs are no longer there. So therefore, there's new opportunities, there's new skills, there's new things. So when they say a thing like you can't teach an old dog new tricks, that's a lie. We used to believe one time before in the past that the mind was locked in, but the mind is pliable. The mind grows new synapses. It's new connections, new things that happen. The mind it has its elasticity inside. That's what I'm saying. And because it has its plasticity, it can grow. It can connect new neurons. That means every time we learn a new thing, creates a new neuron and new synapses and pathways for this thing, for these new connections. Only thing that strengthens those connections, the more you do the same thing. And when you learn a new task, you grow a new neuron, new synapse, new connection. And the more you do that thing, the stronger that connection becomes. But many of us don't do it. Many of us don't. We'll do it here, do it there. So by the time it's time to do it, you don't remember because you haven't done it enough. And all you got to do is follow the basic instructions, follow the rules to do it. We got to just call and schedule events and do things. And you can literally just do the same thing almost every single day. Learn to master the mundane, day in, day out, week in, week out, year in, year out activities that predicate the end results of a whole lot of success. That's all you got to do to be that hero. And you got to ask yourself, are you the hero that you would look up to? Are you the hero that you would want to be? Are you the hero that people, that when they reach out to you, that you'll be available to connect with them, that you'll be there? And a lot of times people feel if the hero is too far away, they're not accessible. So you got to ask yourself that question yourself. Are you that hero? Because the mind needs that. Do you have that? And if you have that, are you connecting to that? And are you looking to be that? Because we got to learn to start with the end in mind. When we're launching people, I'm giving them a start and I'm giving them a goal and I'm giving them a deadline. If you say you're going to do a thing, you got to have the end in mind and go for it, knowing that you have a goal, a dream, a desire for what you want. And you have to already be there in your mind. So you got to already be there in the spirit. You got to already just imagine that it's already done. That's why biblically said it's already done. People, I want people to have the same type of faith that, like back in the days, I remember there's a time like my grandmother and many of our grandmothers, you can remember the time when they used to pray for a thing, they used to do their prayer for a thing, and they would do their prayers and they'd be like, that's it. In their mindset, once they pray, it's a wrap, it's done. They will walk off and do the rest of their life. You be like, Grandma, pray for me again. I prayed already. It's already done, boy. It's already done. What you keep talking about? You got to pray 9 times already. It's already done because in their mindset, once they pray for that thing was already done. So you have to already visualize things as though it's already done. Visualize that you have the team success you want. Visualize you have the financial success you want. Visualize you walking the stage. Visualize every week when we have this call that we do every Saturday, we do recognition. Visualize that you got. I was happy to have people on my team that I personally sponsored that was binary qualified. I literally gave the goal and the deadline and said to have it done by next week. And what did I do? I put goals on the books. I put strategy in there. I put launch calls in the books. I just put them in the books because I said I gave you guys the same instructions that I followed. I literally found 2 people that got started, just like many of us got people that started. Some of those people got started under other people. Other people was people who just got started, and I followed the same exact steps that I told you guys. And by Saturday, because I told people, don't come back to this next call and you don't got nobody who got binary or moved up in rank. Don't come back on the same call. We haven't gotten no new people into the business. Don't do that to yourself. So in my mindset, even though I gave the instructions, I'm telling everybody how to be a hero. I'm in my mindset, I am a hero. Because I knew the mind needs those 3 things. I had to have a focus. So I was focused and I put things in the books, like I told people, put on the calendar, and I had the goals. I had the instructions already out because we know what we do as a team when we tell people to follow the Dare to Dream and what those steps do, and I give you the time frame and what to do things in. Those are the exact instructions. I tell you how to do a launch call or go live with people. Those are exact instructions. Give you strategies on how to contact and invite, strategies on how to do quick retail, strategies on how to talk and get somebody to support when it comes to fundraisers. Everything that you get, we give you everything. And I followed those roads. I followed those instructions because I know that they always say, like, when a hero comes along, I'm saying with the strength, because when a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, when a hero comes along with the strength to carry on. And for me, I can't just say that person's a hero. When I know I have children, I know I have grandchildren, I know I have family members and people who look to me and look up to me. Look up to me and look to me for leadership. You have people who look to you and look to you for leadership. And it has to be a choice that you decide you want to make. So when you start with the end in mind, you already know in your mindset. You already know that you visualize all these things that you want for yourself, because the storms are going to come. And as the storms come, you have to have courage through the storm. You have to battle through, fight through, faith through, whatever you have to do. You have to map it out, have an emergency plan, whatever you got to do. Every week, how many recruits I'm gonna get every week, how many sales I'm gonna get, how many people I'm gonna talk to. Like, it has to be like a nonstop thing, like every single week. Like, no matter what comes up, no matter come what may, it's part of your plan. So let this be that day. Let this be that day from this vision mastery. Let this be the day that you understand the type of people, the categories that people fall into. And when you understand the categories, you don't let them control your emotions. You don't let them control. They show up, great. They show up, don't show up, great. Now, man, every time I turn around, well, you're the only one turning around. You're the only one turning around. So it's not them that's the problem. It's you the only one that's turning around. So it's how you're turning around. And when you understand in your turning who you're turning to, they won't control your emotions. So it will allow you to learn to go through the emotions with the proper emotions. So as we wrap up our Sunday night vision mastery call, as we share those insights and people understand the categories that people fall into, and some additional things of how we know what we need to focus on and how we need to show up. Because this has to be a week that we close out strong as we close out the end of the second quarter, first month. We're in the first month of the second quarter of the year. And we have to close out strong. So as I wrap it up, I need to know, do I have any leaders have any last minute? Zoe, I'm sorry, guys, somebody knocking on my door. Have any leaders who have any last minute comments, anything they want to share before we're done with the call today? Unmute your mics, guys, and I have to go open up this door. Probably my grandson coming in. Open up your mics. Hold on a second. Let me get and see if I can set this, because I had actually, give me 1 second here. I think I fixed it so that people could not unmute their mics. Good stuff. Let me see. Okay, guys, you guys should better unmute your mics now. Anybody got any last minute comments that we want to share?
Hey, Mr. Scott.
Yes, ma'am.
This is Tammy. I want to say thank you so much. I've heard about tap rooting years ago, but I never heard anybody explain about going on somebody's social media page or in their downline and tap rooting in that way. So I want to thank you for always coming up with something new. Even when it's something you've learned or heard before, you always have a new twist or something to add to it to make it more simplified. So I just want to thank you, continue to pour into us and teach us new ways to win.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate you, young lady, as well. You know, there's always new things that we can always learn. That's why I know a lot of times people don't always show up, which I'm always applauding you, because you always show up, which is why you always get a lot more tidbits and nuggets than some of the people who don't. Some people show up here and there, and it's okay. Like I said, I told you the categories that people fall into. As long as you continue to show up, you're always going to learn new strategies. So just apply them. Once you learn the strategy, just go for it. Find new ways. I've been doing that for years. I will always find people through people, and then once I will help them, because you're still helping them. I don't do it knowing that I'm going to take anything from them. I do it knowing that I'm going to help them. And then by the time I've helped them, and then sometimes by helping the person, that one person that I help them find may raise their level of belief. Now it can get them activated again. They want to get started again. So thank you so much for sharing that, Miss Jones. I appreciate you as well, young lady. Anybody else got any last minute comments, statements?
Mr. Scott, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Miss Peggy Saunders. Yes, young lady. Take it away.
I just want to thank you tonight for bringing back what you have already taught us through over the years. I've been reading this book called Soundtracks, and the soundtracks that we listen to are the things that are broken soundtracks. So we need to get rid of those soundtracks. And as I was pondering over some things over the years, over the last, well, I've been with you since 2013, and I started seeing in my mind where I was and where I am at now. It really, it hit me hard, because I know who I am. You know who I am. I even had to look at this list tonight to see, am I sleeping? Have I been complaining? Am I walking? Am I jogging? I'm a jogger. I know that I'm a jogger, but I got to get rid of some of the broken soundtracks that keep playing in my mind what has happened now. I'm going to get what I know that I am. And I know talking is cheap, but when you see it and believe it, it's done. Just like you said, you've been praying about it. Guess what? Now it's time to be about it. So tonight, I'm very grateful for you, and I cannot thank you enough for continuing to run the race that God has set before you. Because if it wasn't for him, you would not even continue to run. But I thank you so much, and it's from the bottom of my heart, and I love my team, and I got to give it back to Sunshine, because sometimes I feel like me and her are just going hard, and we're going hard, and we're going hard, but we got to continue to run. So I can't say no more, because you know me. You know, I get emotional and I swell up. But I give it to you because you are the best coach that I've had since 2013. And if it didn't make sense to me, I would not be here. So that's it.
Thank you so much.
I'm done.
I appreciate you as well for just always continuing to show up and being the leader that you are. You know, I always tell you all the time, you got it inside. You got everything inside you. I know who you are. You know, and like you said, once a person recognizes for themselves, they have to make the changes themselves. Once they recognize themselves, they have to show up themselves. And you recognize, you know what needs to be done. So we're going to make sure this week, for the rest of this year, we do the things that we said we're going to do. Because I'm ready, you're ready, everybody else is ready, but people they're looking for the heroes. And I'm that hero, you're that hero, and we want people to succeed, and they're looking for the right person to believe in. We got to give them something to believe in. So just continue to give people what they believe in, and that they're going to have a great sponsor, and a great leader, and a great coach. And I know that's you as well. So thank you so much. I appreciate you for sharing. Anybody else have any last minute comments, statements, anything they want to share before we're done?
Mr. Scott.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I promise I'm gonna be real quick. I promise. So one thing that, I just want to reiterate, or I just want to for people to keep in mind, okay? We have this list of 7 people that are joining our business. And I want to remind myself and everybody else that you have to let people be who they're going to be, okay? There is something that Jim Rohn says about herding cats. Okay. Has anyone ever tried to herd a cat? We know I have a cat. Okay. And my cat never listens to me. Okay. Like never, ever, ever listens to me. So you have to let people be who they are. Let the sleepers be the sleepers. Don't try to make the sleepers into runners. Let the walkers be the walkers. Okay. Don't try to make the walkers into the runners. Let the helpers be the helpers. So we have to recognize, one, who we are on this list, as Miss Peggy just said, but also the more that we are communicating with people, the more that we learn who people are, we have to remember to let those people be who they are. Because if not, if you're trying to make everybody a jogger or a runner, you're going to drive yourself crazy and you're going to get burnt out. Okay. And then you're going to start thinking that is you. Let people be who they are, and you continue to try to be your very best. Okay. If you are walking, say, okay, let me pick up the speed. I got to jog. If you jog and say, let me pick up the speed, I'm going to run. Whatever it is, always always strive to do better. But also, when people join you as a good coach, yes, you want to help people get to their next level, but you still have to let people be who they are. Okay. So I just wanted to add that, guys. Mr. Scott, amazing training. I love you. Trained on this like back in 2016 or something, right? So it's definitely in my toolbox. So great training as always. And thank you so much. And I'm going to turn the call back over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you as well, young lady. Well, you said it a lot because the main thing you said is you gotta let people be who they are. That it will help the person. We kind of trying to be stressing behind everybody, guys. Everybody, once we tell people, yes, we grown. Yes, I understand that people are like babies when they first get started. But I'm like today for this call, I normally would text people and say, get on the call. I'm not, why? I can't, I do it as a reminder, but how many times do I have to keep reminding the same people? Yes, I will probably still go back another time and do it, but sometimes I just don't because I'm like, it got to be a point where a person, if that's who they're going to be that person. They're not, if I get on every call and say to schedule it out and they don't schedule it out, I can't go, man, I told them why they not doing it. Listen, we got to understand we're doing this work that we're doing. There are different, I'm sorry, let me make sure I get my charge real quick. This thing's about to cut off. There are different people that we connect to, different people that we're going to build with, different people that we're going to coach, and we're going to mentor. It's going to be different people we're going to find. And as we find these different people, we connect with these different people. We can't let these people control how we show up, what we feel, what we believe in. We can't let these people stop us in our process. They're going to do what they do. But our job is to know that a lot of people are going to hit a wall, and many people are going to hit that wall. And when they hit that wall, you know what I'm saying, it's okay. Because once you hit that wall, everybody hits it. Every champion hits that wall. That's where the personal development, the activity, all the things, focus on the activity and doing the things that you got to do to get yourself back up and get yourself moving again. That's where the true champion comes in at. And I appreciate you, young lady, because you are definitely that champion. When you hit the wall, you get back up, you keep it moving, and we've had these conversations where we like, just let them do what they do. Let them do. We've had that conversation. We start off with we're like, you know what? All right, let them do what they do because they will literally drive you bananas trying to make them do a thing, and we can't make them. All we can do is inspire. I always say there's two things that change the man: that's inspiration and that's desperation. And now the person's going to be inspired to change the situation through something we do, something they read, something they've seen, or they're going to be desperate enough to change their own situation. And until they're desperate enough to do it or inspired to do it, nothing we do is going to work. Nothing we do is going to change it. It has to be something that a person does it on their own. But we're going to still make sure that we show up on our own. And those who do show up, we will continue to rock and roll and continue to help build them out. So I appreciate you. Appreciate all the other leaders who shared on the call tonight, guys. Always remember, as we wrap up to our Sunday Night Vision Mastery call, always remember, given the sum total of all your decisions, you cannot change who you are, but give new life, new vision, new unity, you can change who you become. So with that, today, not tomorrow, but like right now, let's all just become. You guys have a great and a powerful new you. Love you guys. Be good.
Good night. Thank
Good
you,
night,
Mrs. Scott.
Good night.
Thank you.